OK，好啦。Separation of oxygen and nitrogen from air. So because in air there are many useful chemicals in air, for example, the nitrogen and oxygen. In order to use that chemical, we can't use air directly because it is just a mixture. So in order to use the useful chemical in air, we need to separate them into different components first. So for example, if we want to have oxygen, we can't use the air directly. We want to use oxygen, pure oxygen. So for this part, we will learn about how to separate air into different useful components like oxygen and nitrogen. So we will utilize this technique called fractional distillation. So let me talk about fractional distillation here. So fractional distillation is used to separate a mixture of miscible liquids of different boiling point. So when you see liquid here, first of all, in oxygen, in air, it is gases. But here, fractional distillation is used to separate a mixture of miscible liquid of different boiling points. So the first step of this fractional distillation of air, we need to make air become a liquid first. So we need to liquefy air first. So later we will tell you about how can we liquefy air. So before the separation of air into oxygen and nitrogen by fractional distillation, air must be liquefied. Because fractional distillation can just separate liquid. So we first need to liquefy air, make it change from a gas to liquid. So the liquid air at negative 200 degree is introduced at the lower part and then gradually increase from. Okay, so for this part, I will talk about using the diagram or to be more clear. Okay, since nitrogen has the lowest boiling point, so here the boiling point shown here, nitrogen has the lowest boiling point, and then oxygen, argon in the middle. Okay, so here nitrogen, I need to write here, so nitrogen has the lowest boiling point, so it vaporizes first. The nitrogen gas is cooled into a liquid again for storage, and then argon will vaporize next, and then at last it will be oxygen. So I will use the diagram and show you how the fractional distillation be carried out. So first of all, in air, other than nitrogen, argon, and oxygen, we still have water vapor and carbon dioxide. So for water vapor and carbon dioxide, they need to remove first. Why they need to remove first? 嗱，其實咧 fractional distillation 咧，可能我呢度會用少少中文去講清楚一啲啦，用呢個 diagram。其實呢個 fractional distillation 咧，首先咧我哋就要 liquefy 啲 air，將佢由 gas 變咗做 liquid 先，跟住再慢慢加熱，加熱嘅時候咧就會將佢哋咧就會變翻做氣體。咁就分層咁樣啦。咁點解第一時間要 remove water vapor and carbon dioxide 咧？咁就因為咧，如果喺-200度咧，因為其他咧，即係其他嘢咧，如果要 liquefy 咧，我哋就要一個-200度，咁佢哋就會 become liquid 啦。因為佢哋嘅 boiling point 係低過-200度噶嘛，佢哋係低。sorry， 佢哋嘅 boiling point 係高過-200度，因為佢係呢個-196啊、-183、-186。咁所以如果係-200度咧，因為係低過佢哋嘅 boiling point 啦，咁所以佢哋就會係 liquid 嚟噶啦，即係凍得滯，凍到佢哋變咗做 liquid。OK， 咁但係如果係 water vapor 同 carbon dioxide 嘅話咧，佢哋喺-200度咧就已經係 solid 嚟噶啦。咁所以一嚟咧就要將佢哋 remove 咗先，可能係-80度嘅時候咧，將佢哋 remove as a solid， 因為咧佢哋就已經變咗做 solid。咁點解要 remove 佢哋咧？因為如果我唔一早 remove 佢哋咧， 呢度全部流動唔到噶啦。呢度點解會流動到咧？啲嘢點解會喺度流嚟呢度再流入去，跟住 compress， 跟住再過去咧？點解會流動到咧？因為呢啲係 liquid 嚟噶嘛 ，liquid 咪喐得咯。liquid 就喐得，因為係一啲喉管泵啲 liquid 周圍行啦。咁但係如果佢係 solid，咪塞死咗喺度。即係如果我一早冇 remove 咗啲 water vapor 同 carbon dioxide，they will become a solid and then block all the pipes。OK，係啦。咁即係話，如果佢哋冇 remove 到咧，咁就喺度突然間凍到200度，跟住塞咗喺度啦。咁就喐唔到噶啦，全個 system。咁所以一嚟咧，我哋就要將佢哋整走咗先。咁所以一嚟咧就要將 water vapor 同 carbon dioxide 咧就 remove a solid at negative 80 degree. So at negative 80 degree, other components like nitrogen, argon, and oxygen, they are still gases. They are still gases. All right. At negative 80 degree, they are still gases, but water vapor and carbon dioxide become a solid. So they separate. Okay, then we can remove the water vapor as ice and carbon dioxide as dry ice。係啦，咁就一嚿嚿咁整走咗佢哋先。首先佢哋變咗個 solid， 咁其他 component 咧 ，nitrogen、argon 同 oxygen 咧就繼續係 sorry gases 啦。咁之後咧就可以加壓力啦，跟住咧就加壓力啦，跟住凍啦，跟住去到-200度啦，咁就變咗做佢哋就會變咗做 liquid。好啦，變咗做 liquid 之後咧，其實就唔係好難嘅啫，變咗做 liquid 啦佢哋，跟住咧就慢慢加熱，呢度就會慢慢加熱翻少少，因為呢度係-200度，佢哋就係 liquid 啦。咁但係慢慢加熱少少咧，可能變咗做-196度。好啦，當我個溫度加熱翻少少啦，呢個時候要好小心啦，-200度。跟住可能就去到-196度，其實係高咗㗎個溫度，因為即係負得越多就越低啊嘛。而家負少咗-196，咁即係個數字細咗，但係其實係高咗嘅個溫度，高咗少少溫度咧，可能我-196度咧，啱啱到咗呢個 nitrogen 嘅 boiling point。咁到咗佢嘅 boiling point 即係點咧？到咗佢 boiling point 咧，佢就會由 liquid。到咗去 boiling point 咧，佢就會由 liquid 變翻做 gas 啊，即係 L 代表 liquid 啦 ，gas 就 G 啦，變翻做 gas， 咁就會升上去，因為佢變咗做氣體嘛，變咗做氣體佢就行先啦，升上去，咁所以咧 nitrogen 就喺最高嘅位置，因為佢係第一個變做 gas 嘅嘢，第一個變做 gas 嘅嘢就升得最高 ，OK。第一個變做 gas， 所以佢就升得最高，所以就係喺最高嘅位置可以 collect 到啦。好啦，跟住又慢慢再加熱去到-186度啦，即係當然佢唔係一跳到186啦，咁啊慢慢加熱，可能一度一度咁加熱，咁咧就去到-186、185度咁嘅時候咧，就到 argon 變做 gas 啊，由 liquid 變做 gas， 咁佢又升上去，因為佢第二個升，所以佢係第二高。好啦，最後咧。去到-183度或者更高咧，就係 oxygen 變做 gas 啊，咁所以佢就喺最底嘅位置出現啦。咁所以就分咗一層一層一層，咁呢個叫做 fractional distillation， 係啦，分咗佢哋啦，明唔明啊？就係咁樣分啦，其實就唔係好難嘅，咁所以咧，我哋就可以睇翻前面啲字啦。So fractional distillation is used to separate a mixture of miscible liquids. So at first they are miscible. Miscible means they can be mixed together uniformly. Mixed together uniformly. So it is miscible. Miscible 嘅意思即係溝得埋，佢哋溝埋咗好勻循嘅，咁就叫 miscible liquid 啦。Of different boiling points。咁啱啱其實就係根據佢哋唔同嘅 boiling point，咁所以就有唔同，佢哋就唔同時間就會變咗做 gas。係啦，由 liquid變咗做 gas， 跟住咧就會升上去咯，就會升上唔同嘅位置咯，係啦。咁所以咧就一定要係 liquid 咗先啦。咁所以 air 咧雖然佢係 gas， 咁就都可以做。點解咧？因為我哋首先就將佢 liquefy 啦。咁喺-200度嘅時候，佢哋 liquefy 咗之後咧，就跟住咧 the temperature is gradually increased from the temperature。 is gradually increased from negative 200 degree to negative 190 degree。嗱，其實咧可能未必去到196度都唔定㗎，因為咧剩到嘅嘢就係 oxygen 啦，即係未必去到負183度都唔得，都唔緊要嘅。咁但係下一步咧，佢哋升上唔同嘅位之後咧，佢就會再 cool down 翻，即係話佢呢度位呢個位仲係 gas 嚟嘅，gas 嚟嘅，gas 嚟嘅，但係跟住就會 cool down 翻咯。之後呢度就會去咗 cool down 翻咧，就會變翻做 liquid 再 storage 啦，係啦 ，store as liquid， 係啦，跟住再 cool down 翻，跟住 store as liquid。咁所以其實就係睇邊個首先變做 gas 啦，because nitrogen has the lowest boiling point, so it vaporizes first. So because nitrogen has the lowest boiling point, so it vaporizes first and then rise up to the highest. Okay, and then argon will vaporize next and then rise to the second one, and then oxygen is the bottom because they vaporize in this order. So we can collect them in this order: nitrogen first, and then argon, and then oxygen. So at last they will be liquefied again in order to store. OK， 係啦，咁其實成個過程就係咁啦，即係唔係好難嘅呢度啲 concept， 但係即係可能第一次講，可能要啲時間去消化下啦。咁其實就係將佢變，即係好似好奇怪，又將佢變咗液體，液體就氣體，氣體完又液體咁樣咯。咁但係就係根據佢哋唔同嘅 boiling point 咧，所以佢哋就唔同時間咧就可以變翻做 gas， 因為佢一開始係負200度就係 liquid 啦。咁但係我升少少咧，負196度咧，其實 nitrogen 咧就會變翻做 gas。咁所以升得最高，因為佢變翻做 gas 就會氣體就可以升上去啦。跟住第二個變做 gas 嘅嘢咧就係 argon， 咁就升第二個位啦。跟住 oxygen 就係最低咁樣咯。係啦，咁呢度要記啲咩咧？大家都好關心嘅。咁你要知道咧，其實唔需要即係我一定唔會咁問嘅，我唔會問你 nitrogen 嘅 boiling point 幾多嘅，唔會問。但係你要知道 nitrogen 係最低 boiling point 嗰個，要知道 argon 係第二，跟住先係 oxygen。即係你知道佢哋個 boiling point 嘅次序，同埋我哋 collect 嘅時候邊個喺最高嘅位置咧，就係 nitrogen， 跟住第二係 argon， 第三係 oxygen 咯。咁但係就唔需要記佢哋個數字咯。好啦，咁睇下先。嗱，呢個係 fractional distillation plan 啦。好啦，跟住咧就去到 questions 個 part 就。The following table shows the boiling point of some of the gases found in air。咁咧就有呢堆 boiling point。好啦 ，rearrange the gases in the order which they would boil off。咩叫 boil off 咧？即係話由即係 boil 啊，即係由 liquid 變做 gas 咁解。係由 liquid 變做 gas， 邊個最早去由 liquid 變做 gas 咧？跟住就話 B 啦 ，list the gases which would still as gaseous at negative 200 degree， 即係話邊個仲係 gas 啊？如果係負200度，邊一個仲係 gas 咧？好啦，而家自己試下做呢一個。